Hello and welcome to another Woman of the Week. I'm Jackie Rives, your community leader for Women of the Channel Leadership Network. This week, I'm very pleased to get to introduce you to Jennifer Whaley, North America Director of Partner Enablement for Lenovo. Hi, Jennifer. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
Hi, Jackie. Good morning.
Good morning. All right, so let's dive into those icebreaker questions.
All right, let's do it.
Where do you live and where did you grow up, if that's different?
Yeah, it's different, but they're not too far apart. So I live in Raleigh, North Carolina, and grew up in Burlington, North Carolina, which is about an hour west of here.
Okay, very cool. Love North Carolina. I'm a fan. If we could move
not
there,
today.
I'd be like packing the bags up now.
It is so hot.
All right. If you don't mind sharing, what is a little known fact about you?
So a little known fact about me is that I was actually born deaf in my left ear.
Okay.
And most people would probably not know that because at an early age, I learned how to compensate. And so I will arrange myself in a way that I can hear and I can talk to individuals. And, sometimes I will turn my head if someone is to my left, but most people don't know because unless I tell them, you would never be able to tell.
That is an interesting fact. Very nice. And thank you for sharing that with us.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, let's dive into more of your professional career. So have you ever questioned your abilities or qualifications? And if so, how did you overcome those challenges?
Yeah. So about 10 years ago, I had my son. And after I came back from maternity leave, obviously my priorities had changed. And I decided to take a step back from leadership and move back into an individual contributor role. And I was really nervous because I was wondering if that was going to be something that would affect my career long term. But I actually stayed in that role for 3 years and then chose to take a really big leap of faith and move into a total different side of the business at Lenovo that was up and coming. And when I did that, there were a lot of people that were, are you sure this is something that you want to do? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I've been doing the similar role for 8 years. And so I'm going to try it. And it ended up being a huge leap of faith that really paid off. And I did that because, there was the manager that I had at the time, unbeknownst to me, when I first met him, actually ended up becoming one of my biggest advocates. So, which was really, inspiring to me because I've had a lot of people along the way that did inspire me, but this one gentleman was someone who I just looked up to and didn't know. So that leap of faith actually paid off. And I learned through him that there is a program at Lenovo that is centered around those who are on a project manager or a product manager career path.
Okay.
And they reward you for excellence. And so it is a year-long program. Did not know that. But in that year, there was a lot of times where I was questioning whether this is something I really wanted to do. And there were a lot of male leaders that continued to advocate for me and said, you can do this. You've got this in you. You can do this. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. But the risk ended up being a huge reward. And I received this as one of the first North America females awarded the project manager technical ladder excellence.
That's amazing. And congratulations.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm so sorry. I was just going to say, I especially love that you pointed out that your champions were your allies and champions and advocates were also being really honest with you in that, yes, it's going to be hard, not just putting you on, but giving you some reality, which is amazing.
And it was hard. It's a program that at the end you spend 30 minutes talking about yourself. And that's kind of hard because you're having to pat yourself on the back And you have to learn to be okay with that, because there are a lot of times where people don't, especially females, we don't enjoy talking about ourselves. We don't enjoy sharing our accomplishments. And I had to overcome that. That is definitely one of the things that I had to overcome. And in the end, it paid off. So I, absolutely recommend that individuals who are worried or nervous, just go for it. Because if I didn't go for it, I wouldn't be where I am today, because that one single experience drove my career to where I am right now.
That is amazing. I love that you shared this story. And I know it's going to resonate with several people who are sitting there probably in a similar position of like, do I make this big drastic change or not? As I said, one of the key things for you is having that ally and support system in place to encourage you and cheer you on, because hard decisions are hard, but we can do things.
They're absolutely hard.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's pivot to one of my favorite questions, because I always love hearing people's answers. Is what do you do to protect that work-life balance?
So to me, that is probably one of the most important things that I implement as a leader. I have a lot of females on my team, and some are at all different ages. Some have families and some don't. But being a mom myself and knowing that, I received some advice early on in my career that as a parent, don't miss out on any of the things that your children do. Because when you look back and you get older, you'll regret it. And I haven't. And I ensure that my team has that same exact experience. We're all mature adults. We all know how to get our work done. And as long as, the work is happening, your work-life balance is more important to me than what has to happen tomorrow. Work will always be there, but you never know what life can bring. And so to me, it's important that they all know I'm here. If you've got something you have to go do it. Because tomorrow may not be that, you may not have that opportunity tomorrow. So that is one thing that I instill every time someone comes on new. That's the first thing that I tell them, is that your life is more important than work.
I love that about you as a leader. I don't even know what else to say. Like, that's amazing. I know earlier in my career, I probably didn't have this similar advice. And so I would be in this constant situation of, well, which things do I choose to be able to participate in my girls' lives and whatnot. But, as my career progressed, I had different leaders that would tell me different things. And even more so, leaders who demonstrated it through their own family, taking that time was more impactful to me than someone just saying like, hey, yeah, you should prioritize this. So that's great that you're not only telling them, but you're showing them. Truly great admiration for you as a leader that you are doing that, because at the end of the day, we are humans, as you said.
Thank you, Jackie. And it was very interesting because that advice actually came from a male who was there for all of his kids' events. And he was like, just make sure you do it.
I love that. I love that. All right. So we're going to pivot right into kind of my last question. And that's, have you ever been in a role that you didn't like? And if so, how did you navigate through that?
So, there hasn't really been too many that I didn't enjoy, but very early in my career. So we'll take a step back into when I went to college. I actually went to college for fashion merchandising. Absolutely nothing to do with what I do today, but my dream job was to be those who helped design or all the outfits for TV, movie. So I aspired to do that, but ended up going into retail and realized at that point in time, retail was not for me. So that was definitely, even as a retail manager, that was not something that I wanted to do. So again, I took a leap of faith, and that's when I got into technology, because I moved into recruiting. And so recruiting for technology companies, and one of my bigger customers at the time was IBM, and made a lot of different connections there, and made a connection with some of the folks that I would put teams in, like contractors into their positions that they had. And when I decided that recruiting was fun, I enjoyed it, but I wanted something that I knew I could do long term and would be something that would really be have a career for it. And so I jumped in with one of the IBM managers that had an assistant project manager position open. He was like, "You can do this." And so I got out of retail, I got out of recruiting, and jumped on the bandwagon for technology and started out as a project manager. And now here I am in a totally different position, but still within technology. And so that's kind of how I handled it, was just learning different things that were out there that I might, be interested in, or I might have fun with. And I did.
I love that. I love that. I especially like it when people point out that, majority of people don't have these straight line careers. It's windy, it's all over the place. It takes twists and turns into different verticals, and yours did as well. I love that you landed in something that you're truly passionate about, and selfishly that I got to meet you today and get to talk to you. And I'm so appreciative that you have allowed us to celebrate you as our Woman of the Week. So thank you again, Jennifer, for sharing some of your story with us.
Thank you, Jackie. I absolutely appreciate you taking the time to get to know me as well. And I look forward to all of the other interesting women that we get to meet each week. Thank you.
Yes. All right. Well, there you have it, Women of the Channel Leadership Network. Be sure to comment and give Jennifer your appreciation for sharing a little of her story with us this week, and let's celebrate her. Until next time, happy Wednesday.